learning. The Toronto District School Board says more than 60,000 students have signed up for virtual school amid rising COVID cases. Classes were supposed to start today, but the board's spokesperson telling CityNews reporter Malia Sheikh they're experiencing massive shortages in staffing.
We need about 2,200 teachers for the roughly 60,000 elementary students in our virtual school alone. So far, we have about 1,700 of those teachers, so we still have to hire hundreds more teachers.
And it is not clear how long it's going to take for the board to meet their staffing demands. The TDSB says families can find out if a child has been assigned a teacher by logging into the Brightspace today. If there is no welcome message from a teacher, they will have to start with independent learning. Well, parts of the province's fall pandemic plan to deal with a possible second wave are being released starting today. Premier Doug Ford defending the delay.
This is fluid. This is moving day by day by day. Things are changing day by day. What happened in March is different than what happened in July. What's happening in July is different in September, and we have a solid plan. There are a lot of items have already been implemented.
Ford has been under pressure to release the document as daily case rates have steadily increased in recent weeks. Yesterday, Ontario reporting 425 new cases and 2 new deaths. It also comes as the province deals with long lineups at COVID testing centres and new, stricter limits on the number of people allowed at social gatherings. And one of the changes that the Ontario government has made is to change the regulations to allow pharmacists to administer COVID-19 tests. That change made last Friday means a pharmacist doesn't have to obtain a specimen collection center license in order to administer that test. Premier Ford said last week the province would soon roll out pharmacy testing for those who are asymptomatic to help cut down on those long lineups at testing centers. While no announcement has been made, Health Minister Christine Elliott saying yesterday that pharmacies are probably an appropriate venue to test people who are not exhibiting symptoms. Meanwhile, Toronto Mayor John Tory announcing there will be a stronger enforcement of COVID-19 guidelines as the numbers continue to increase.
There are eyes on the street all the time, whether it be police, bylaw enforcement officers, public health people, looking for instances where people are doing things that are going to be contrary to containing the spread of this virus. And so, they will carry on with that work.
The mayor admits it is time to bring the hammer down when it comes to enforcement of laws to keep the virus at bay. Right now, anyone who organizes an event that exceeds the maximum number of people set by the province can face a $10,000 fine and a $750 fine for those in attendance. While city officials say they will ramp up enforcement, no additional bylaw officers, police, or public health officials have been hired or reassigned. Okay, I want to bring you back to a fire that is on the go. We told you about at the top of the show. Crews in York region are battling this massive blaze. It is at a scrap metal yard. So this is what it looked like a little bit earlier. Firefighters called to Woodbine just near Stouffville Road. The massive flames could actually be seen from near the 404, and thankfully, no injuries reported here. So let's bring you back to a live shot of the scene. You can see the smoke in the distance here. Water, though, is having to be trucked in to that location as there are no hydrants in the area. As you can see here, Woodbine is now closed in both directions from Stouffville Road to 19th Avenue. We're going to keep a close eye on this fire. 6:11 your time right now. A Grinch in the form of the pandemic has stolen the Toronto Christmas market. Yeah, it's a holiday favorite, right, in the Distillery District. It has now been canceled. Usually runs from mid-November to late December. It draws thousands of visitors. Organizers say that's just too much for safe physical distancing. But not all is lost. There will instead be a winter village featuring some of the market's attractions like the big Christmas tree. A Quebec woman expected to appear in a Buffalo court today after being arrested in connection with the deadly poison that was sent to U.S. President Donald Trump and several law enforcement officers in Texas. The woman has been identified by several media outlets as Pascal Ferrier. Yesterday, The RCMP raided an apartment in Quebec in connection with the poison, although it's not clear if Ferrier lived there. An envelope containing the deadly toxin was intercepted last week before it arrived at the White House. Envelopes were also sent to police officers in Texas. The suspect was arrested by U.S. officials on Sunday at the Fort Erie border. All right, we've got a lot to cover here on BT, including the latest on COVID-19's impact on children. Coming up at 7:30, pediatrician Dr. Dina Kulik will be joining me live to discuss anxieties that every parent is dealing with right now